everybody? What's crack-a-lackin'? Somebody give me a 5 for 5 as I get going here. And I'm glad to be back, guys. Glad to be back. So let me give you a little rundown on what's happening right now. And please share this out. I would really appreciate that. Guys, we've had a bunch of eruptions on the backside of the sun. And I will be giving you guys a full rundown of that also. But I got some really cool pics to show you about of the comet also. But the sun's been very active on the backside, and now it's rotating in to us. And as soon as we seen it, it hit us with 2 X flares. So this coming week is going to be very busy, I think. So this kind of, I guess we'll just kind of get into it. But I would like to have a 5 for 5. Okay, cool. Are we 5 for 5 there? Yep, sweet. Thank you, guys. So this is seeds. This is a black disk on the imager. This satellite's 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are, but it's from our viewpoint. It's right in front of Earth. So this disk is there, but these are some of the eruptions that happened today. Also, guys, we had R-3 radio blackouts right here from the X flares, and I'll show those to you also. But we also got a coronal hole. Check this out. This big coronal hole is right in the middle, so we're going to be getting fast solar wind from that also. And you actually just seen that one of those eruptions too. So these eruptions are not going to miss Earth. Some of them are going to graze us. Other ones are going to hit us dead on. It's going to be really interesting what happens this next week. Guys, check this out. Nobody else is showing this, and for the life of me, I don't know why. So let me just kind of, I'm just going to point to it right now. I believe this is Comet Atlas. 3I-Atlas, 3I-Atlas, whatever they're calling it right here. But a CME hits it. Multiple CMEs hit it. And one of these CMEs I'm going to show you here in just a minute. I'll just start this. It actually knocks the tail off of it for a minute. It quickly regains its tail, but it just keeps doing it. And I'll show it to you guys a little bit more in detail here in just a second. We've also had geomagnetic storming going on. G1 storms from this fast solar wind going 2 million miles per hour and faster. This has all been going on this past week. But the biggest thing right now is the X flares, obviously. And I will touch on this too. Dr. Tony Phillips brought this up. We had the biggest solar flare of the space age back on November 4th, about 22 years ago, I think. Let me see. 2003. Yeah. And it was over here. Look at that thing. I've never been able to show you one like that. I've shown you some close, but not like that. That was a monster. All right. If that had been right in front of Earth, we probably would be having, we'd probably be having difficulty doing what we do here. But yeah, so let me just kind of get into this. And so I'm going to run a little intro. I know I already ran it, but I'm testing something here. So this is like just a short little 10-second intro, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, guys, so and I know I've shown you that before, but I'm trying to get back into my routine. My intent is to be here, and I will give you guys an update on what's been going on with me here at the end of this video. I'm not going to do it right here because I want to get everybody the news. That's why most people are here, and I know a lot of you guys are here regardless, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. I haven't looked at the chat yet, and I'm not going to yet, just so you guys know. I want to get kind of through this, and then we'll talk, okay? But anyway, guys, R-3 radio blackouts. Matter of fact, I'm going to zoom in a little bit there so you guys can see that just a little bit better. R-3 radio blackouts, what's that mean for me and you? Well, first responders, that could really mess up. Okay? And because it messes with their communications. First responders, a lot of dispatch stations use ham radios. And a lot of the GPS is affected also. So both forms of those kinds of communications and locators are being affected by these things. Now, remember, a flare, if you guys can see here, right? Solar X-ray flare, it's X-ray. So the solar flux goes up, and it got into X class twice. And let's not forget, look at these. These are high M class flares, almost X class in certain ways. This is not going to slow down for the next week. Okay, it's just not. There's no way else to say it. Now, with these X flares right here, a lot of people aren't going to notice this little uptick in radiation. This is protons. Okay, this, in my opinion, is going to continue to rise. It may not get to storm level, and even if it does, it's not going to really affect me and you unless it gets up here to 3 or 4. Okay, so we don't really have to worry about that other than to report if it's an actual storm or not. But these X-rays hit us almost immediately. I think it's like 8 minutes. They're moving at the speed of light. Okay, so whatever effect we get from a flare, it hits us quick. So we had 2 X class back to back here, a couple hours apart, about 3 hours apart actually. But those put us into R-3 radio blackout conditions. And to kind of give you guys a little bit of an idea of what that is, this is the official scales. And you know, you got minor, moderate, and strong. So strong, wide area blackout of high frequency radio communications, loss of radio contact for about an hour on the sunlit side of Earth. Why the sunlit side of Earth? Because they're X-rays. They get here almost immediately. Like I said, 8 minutes. So on the backside of the Earth, there is no like any residual X-ray going around affecting that. Okay, it's not like it's coming in on our magnetic circuit with the sun like a CME does. Okay, that's actual plasma and highly charged particles. So, but you can see that low frequency navigation signals degraded for about an hour, and that's typical. Now you start getting up here to R5, that's when we start having the big talks, if we can even talk. These things have potential to knock out power and things like that when they get that strong. Now I do think that we have a good chance of continued R3, R4, and I'm even going to tell you that there's a chance, of outside chance of an R5. The sun's just been going off on the backside. If it had been facing us, if we were two weeks in advance or behind, we would be having issues right now, is what I'm trying to say. The communication issue would be a problem. Aurora would be crazy. The human resonance is already spiking and stuff. Mr. NBB3 has been reporting on that. He does a really good job, so go check him out. But yeah, hey JJ, good to see everybody. Now, so let me get through this real quick, and then I promise you guys I'll stop and talk to you. But I want you guys to see this stuff, okay? Now this is today. This is the latest eruptions. There's multiple ways we can see this. Now Soho's right out in front of us. This satellite, always looking at the sun. Now remember that black disk is an actual physical disk, and it blocks the main light of the sun. Has to be there, or we don't get any images at all. Now, look, check this out. These are all CMEs. That's what this tool is designed to do. It's detecting CMEs. Look at all these. Okay, when they go off the back, it even detects them. So, yeah, that's what we're seeing right now. Look at all that. Now, and some of them are very powerful. Okay, we got radiation from one that went straight off the back that almost got us to radiation storm level. It wasn't even facing us at all. It grabbed a hold of our interplanetary magnetic field line. It crossed it. That's our connection to the sun. And when it did, the protons on that grabbed a hold and it siphoned it right to us. So keep that in mind. That happens often. So let me take you back, and we're going to go to the 25th, start here. All right, this is the 25th. Okay, and we're going to run through about a week here so I can show you. Guys, this is every day. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to go back all the way to the 23rd here. Because look at that. That was a halo CME. See that going all the way around? Looks like a halo around this disk. That went off the backside. None of these are coming at us. Right? This one's already gone. Most of them are already gone. But I want to point out the fact that, you know, it has been every day. So let's go to the next day. And I'm going to kind of just try to do it this way so you guys get the best look at it. Let's try to zoom back out just a touch. Yeah, that's better. If that's too small for you guys, let me know. I'll try to enlarge it. But anyway, this is the 24th. Just constant eruptions. Okay, some of those are big, some of them aren't, right? But we've had more big than we've had small. That's what I'll say. And look at that one. And you see that right there? I'm not sure what happened with that. It was really interesting to look at that. I'll show it to you again here in just a second. Let it run back. Okay, right here. You see these? Those are balls of plasma, guys. I mean, you just can't make this up. Those are balls of plasma that just got shot off the sun. And they showed up here too. When they don't really show up, they show up a lot more visual on the difference imaging. Over here, they're kind of muted and it's kind of dull to see. But when you see this bright over here on this regular view of the coronagraph, yeah, that's a lot. That's a concentrated area of highly charged particles, aka plasma, whatever you guys want to. There's multiple terms for it. That's a solar storm coming, shooting down that way. But this was interesting. I just found it really, really odd. And watch, we'll go ahead. I'll slow that down, and we'll go ahead and do it like that. And I'm going to reverse it, and we'll bring it back in so you can see the whole thing. It's almost like it. I don't even know. It was just such an odd thing. You see that? Watch it right here. Okay, do it one more time. Right, see that? And they kind of just, yeah, then they were splitting apart. So I don't know what caused that. I'm not worried about it or anything. I just found it really, really interesting. Okay, and with that being said, we really got to pay attention because we're seeing some pretty odd things. You know, nothing that we don't expect to see, but the rare stuff that we see, we're seeing more rare things more often. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so that was back on the 25th. Now, like I said, guys, that didn't hit us, right? It's off the backside. Everything I'm showing you right now is off the backside except for the one that hit us today and yesterday. Okay, now this is on the 26th. I'm not going to waste too much time here, but you can see all of this charged particles, halo after halo eruptions. Okay, I highly encourage you guys to go over here to Seeds and check this out. Take the time yourself and just look at it. You can't mess anything up. The link's in my description box, guys. It's called Seeds. And you can see this coronagraph on your own, right? You don't have to, you can go multiple places and see it. So, let's get her done here. Now, let's just keep moving here. So here's the 28th, right there. And as I'm going through these guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about why I wasn't here. I don't like talking about it, you know. Anyway, I wasn't here because I had family stuff that I had to take care of, and still taking care of. You know, I guess I really don't want to go into detail. It's directly, you know, nothing bad for me as far as my own health, but my wife is fighting some stuff right now. We're not exactly sure what's going on yet. So I'm just going to leave it at that for now. We don't worry about things unless there's something to worry about. That's how we do our life. She's been going through a lot of testing and stuff, and we're just trying to figure things out. So that's why this last couple weeks I haven't been here. My goal is to be here every day. It always has been. I haven't achieved that very often. Not this past 4 or 5 months. And that's been the main reason. So just understand that. And I don't want to go, you know, I'm not going to make my channel about that. Okay? And that's why I don't even like talking about it. But I feel I was gone long enough that you guys deserve an explanation on why I wasn't here. That's why. I'm not really going to get too much more into it. And I appreciate you guys sticking around and staying subscribed. And anybody that stayed a member or can be a member, it's so much appreciated. And I am going to get back to doing members only, most likely this weekend, and maybe even this week, because the testing and stuff is slowing down. We're getting ready to get some results and things like that, so I'm going to be home, and my mind has just been all over the place. So that's where I've been, and I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that and know that I didn't. My intention was not to not be here. So, and I'm just going to leave it at that. We're gonna move forward, and I will be doing a members only for anybody that's a member. Please turn your bell on so you know when I go live on a members only, and I'll probably even explain more over there to you guys, because it's more of a proper place to do it. So, guys, give me a roll call in there if you could. But you guys seeing all these? Look at all these, guys. This is day after day after day. That's the 30th. Okay, now remember that auroras love equinoxes and stuff like that, right? So around this time of year, the sun does seem to get a little bit more active. The one I just showed you over here at Dr. Tony Phillips' place. It's okay, Callie. I see that. I read you. Hey, Mist. Yeah, back at you. Back at you, girl. Guys, she needs prayers too. We all, I know we all need prayers, and that's why I don't even like talking about it, because there's people out there that got it so much worse than me, and I just don't want to be that person, It's just not who I am. I just want to give you guys good content, and I hope you guys can appreciate that. I really do. And I do. My family appreciates it so much when you guys are able to be members and super chats and things like that. My wife says thank you every time. It's crazy. But anyway, so back over here to seeds, and let's go back to seeds for a second. And that was on the 31st. So we have a lot of eruptions on and around Halloween. We just do. It's that simple, guys. So as we keep moving here, what are we going to see? More and more eruptions. Now, these are the ones that are now facing us. All those spots that were on the backside are rotating in to face Earth. So here we go. And as soon as they looked at us, it flared. And it flared with 2 X flares. So I just want to make sure you guys are understanding what's going on here. These are going to hit us with CMEs. This first one's going to probably graze us, and we'll probably get like a G1 out of that. The second one, I'm not so sure yet. It's going to hit us more direct, though. That's the first one. So let's go to the next day here and see what it gives us here. Yeah. So as we go through here, right about, well, right there. Okay, so that was one, and that actually is going to send stuff our way. All right, it's going to be a grazer also. You can kind of see this line? That's kind of the end point of the CME. So and it cones out as it leaves the sun, right? So the closer it gets to Earth, the more compact it gets. The more like spread out it gets, but the cutoff line becomes pretty sharp. So that's why sometimes we'll get geomagnetic storming and sometimes we won't, because we're right on that line, So anyway, so let me go to the next day. Well, not next day, but the next eruption. Okay, you see this here? That has the potential to actually graze Earth also. And that was the latest one. So what we'll do, let's see, I already cycled through there. Let's go back to the monthly table. Let's just do this. Let's just hit that. Is it going to... Oh, come on. Well, we'll do it this way. How about that? We'll just do it this way. We'll just get it back up. I don't know why it was doing that to me. Anyway, so if we come down here, we can kind of see a little bit ahead of time here, because it hasn't been 4 hours into the new day yet. But if there's a CME, it'll put it down here. So we can take a look at it here. And you guys see how that's outlined like that? It's definitely more centered. So that's probably going to hit us. And I can kind of confirm that by going over here to Helio Viewer. And what you're going to see is this corona hole, but watch this fade right here. Matter of fact, I'm going to zoom in just so you guys get a better look at it. Yeah, that's as far as it's going to let me go for right now. But check this out right here. Watch it kind of just, you'll see it get disrupted up here. We'll play it again. But you can kind of see it. So, and this corona hole is also, that's a hole in the sun's atmosphere. It's black because the surface of the sun is colder than the corona, than its atmosphere. And darker colors show up here as colder. It's colder, and so that shows up dark. But you guys seeing all that? And that's just today, within the last few hours. So this is something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Now, as I get moving here again, well, what did that do to me now? Okay, we're just going to X out of that, matter of fact. Let's just go ahead and, was it going to give me a, it's not even going to do that for me. What a jerk. Wow. Okay, whatever. We'll just roll with it this way. Anyway, I guess I could, goodness. There we go. Got it back. Close that up. I wanted to show you this, okay? I want to show you this one. Is that the one? Yep. This is a 304 angstrom, so yeah. Hey, Hope Between Dreams, thank you. Appreciate that. So cool. Hey, Hilly, what's up, boy? Man, I'm surprised to see you. Wow, you're never here this late. Hope, thank you so much. I appreciate you. For real. Thank you so much for that. Guys, tell her thanks if you could. I appreciate people just even being here, but to do stuff like that right there is, it touches me every time. I know you guys can kind of hear me say that, but and a lot of people just say it. I actually mean it. It really does. Sometimes it even makes me emotional, but thank you so much. You guys are just awesome. Anyway, so you see these dark lines, those are filaments. Now you get X-flare, the X-flares came from over here. So when this, you seeing all that right there? Even just that. I mean, those are big eruptions, guys. I know they don't look too impressive right here, but they really are. Okay? They truly are. Now you see how far that one went out? Check this out. Here, I'll back it up here. Look. See that? When it shows up like that on this imaging, that's crazy. I'm serious. We don't see that like that often on the extreme ultraviolet version of this. Okay? And, oops. Man, I'll do that again. I swear, man. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to show you that again. But, yeah, so that is just something we don't typically see. Right? And again, like I said, we're seeing rare things more often. It ain't that we don't expect them. It's just we're seeing them more often, you know. But yeah, and I'm sorry I missed your guys' roll call in there. If you guys want to give me another one, I'll shout you guys out here in just a minute, okay? All right, now this is really cool, okay? And I think this is cool because nobody else is showing you this. I mean, I keep up with this stuff even when I'm not doing videos, guys. This is crazy. Some of this stuff is amazing, just to be honest. Oops, what the heck did I do? Man, did I just do that? Really? Oh, man. Okay. Wow. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, it saved it. Awesome. Okay, here we go. So, what you're going to see is you're going to see this right here. That's a comet. Watch this CME hit it. You're going to see it blow its tail right off. See that? Now, it did that. Now, it's going to do it again. It's going to get hit again. And it's very, very clear. Watch this. Look at that. Whoop. Ripped its tail right off. And then it came right back. Now, I'm pretty sure that that is Comet Atlas, because I know that the CME did hit it. They were showing some other imaging. This would be kind of on the same plane, and it's not coming in like diving in north-south, right? It's kind of horizontal here, which is what Comet Atlas is doing. That's why this is so rare. It's actually coming in horizontal around our sun like it's orbiting our sun. Check that out, guys. I mean, look at that. And I know that some of you guys probably can't see that well, so let me, okay, yeah, we'll do it like this. We'll just let it run for a minute. It's right here, okay? This is stereo A. This satellite is off to the sun's right, if you're looking at the sun, which would be west when we're talking about space, okay? Check this out. Look at that. I mean, this is cool to me. I don't understand why some other people aren't showing this. They may not know it's even here. And don't get me wrong with the shutdown and everything. Right here, this company right here, they've got a lot of things down because they don't have the funding. So that's what's happening. It's going to start affecting this in a big way if that doesn't end soon. I don't like to talk about that stuff, but other things need to happen there so people can eat. You know what I mean? I don't know what the answer is, but man, people need to eat. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. Anyway, so that was just really cool to me. I don't know what you guys think about that, but that was pretty cool. Now, I can show you guys other imaging also here, and we're going to do that real quick, okay? So let me take you here, and this is stereo A, and there's not a whole lot of people that use this site very often because stereo A and stereo B aren't really like their main load anymore. They've moved on to other satellites. So, but this one is still very, very useful. So, let's, yeah, I don't know what I want to show you here, if it's even going to be worth it. But, let's just try this one, I guess. Hit that. Is it going to, yeah, okay. Now, we may not see the comet in this because this is a different type of view. I'm not sure if this is it or not. I don't know. They don't label anything on this. So I don't know what planet that is, but it's clear that the sun's over here, right? And sometimes when you look at this, the sun will be over here because they flip the lens to make its life expand out a little bit better. But, you know, I'm not really seeing a whole lot here. If it starts to show up, I'll definitely bring it to you. I've shown you guys comments on this thing before, and they get really bright and very visual. Something else we can do on this, we have another coronagraph. And it's Core 2, and we're going to check that out right now because it looks just like the Soho one. But again, this is a different point of view, guys. This is off to the side. So if we're looking at the sun, if we were standing on Earth, this satellite would be over here. Okay? But we're on this satellite right now. This is stereo A. So let me, I'm just going to speed this up. Okay, it's giving us a different viewpoint, and you're going to be able to see different things. Now, you're going to see something come in from the left side here. And I think it's the comet, once again. Okay? And I'll point it out when it gets there. It's getting ready to appear, I think. Let's see. Yep, right there. You see this right here? I think that's the comet. At least a comet. I'm not sure, but I think it's Atlas 3I, but I'm not sure. Because it goes behind, it's trying to get behind the sun. Now, that could just be background stars too, guys. Okay? So I'm not trying to say that's 100%. I don't know. But it does look like that is a little odd to be showing up like that. But regardless, the sun's firing stuff at comets. That's just what's going on. Happens all the time. You know, some people think, well, a comet can't do that. Yeah, it can. Does it all the time, especially alignments. You throw in some planetary alignments with that, you know. Again, see that big halo? So if we were over here with stereo, this would be going the direct opposite of where stereo's at. I've just never seen that train of stars like that. I I've seen background stars and train of stars on these before. They're there all the time, right? And it is moving the same rate as the other background stars are. So likely it probably is background stars. So I don't want to claim it's a comet. Okay, it just seemed really, really odd. I've never seen that. I don't remember seeing that particular alignment of what looks to be something different there. You see that? I'll tell you what we can do. We'll go ahead and zoom in. And we're going to see if we can see it. We'll try it like this. How about that? Let's try this. See if we can see it this time. But look at all these eruptions, guys. I mean, they're impressive. Very, very impressive. So, as you get here, it's coming. Right there. You see how those look different than the other background stars? Especially the one in front. So I don't know, but they are moving the same speed, which we can be fooled by that because the satellite itself is orbiting the sun. So everything's going to be moving generally the same speed anyway, but if something's moving extremely faster or slower than the other stars, you're going to notice it. I can't see a clear difference in speed, so I'm not going to claim that's the comet. I'm just saying I'm not sure. It does kind of look like it. And this over here, if anybody sees that, that has been a scratch on the lens of stereo A for 10 years now. I have to explain that quite often. That thing stays in that exact same position. It doesn't go away. It's a scratch on the lens. Just like your camera at home would get. You know what I mean? Or your phone nowadays, I guess. But I hope you guys thought that was cool, because I thought that was really cool. You know, I don't know what else to say there. But here's our magnetic field, right? We got the energy coming from the left, going to the right. This is our magnetosphere. Anything behind our bow shock is in Earth's protection, right? Our magnetic field is protecting us from all these charged particles coming our way. And right now it's very, very active. Now, you're going to see some really weird signatures back here. And it's been like that for a few weeks now. You see how it just kind of, all that? It's not very symmetrical. Things are just all over the place. It's been pretty chaotic. Now, I'm not saying that this is like, we shouldn't see this. I'm saying that this isn't something that we typically see a whole lot of. So let me pause that. I want to show you a feature I seen here a minute ago. Right there. Okay, you see how this is kind of symmetrical right now? I'll back it up here. Now watch what it does. Boom. It's crazy. Look at that. And it does it multiple times. Now, I also want to say, we have a north and south magnetic pole. If you really dig into it, we have 4 poles, guys. We have 2 magnetic norths and 2 magnetic souths. The other one is just really weak. Okay? It's there, but yeah, if you were to look at a graph of our complete magnetics of our planet, you're going to see a less strong secondary magnetic field that almost matches up with what we're seeing here. Okay, it's like it's connecting to us twice in 2 different places, and I'm not saying that that's what's actually happening. I'm just saying that we need to consider things like that when we see weird, rare signatures on this. Now, this is a fairly new tool, okay? So this modeling hasn't been around for all that long. So this could be very, very normal. I don't know. I just don't think that we've seen this long enough to really say, hey, that's normal. The other, over on ISWA, the other magnetosphere tool, definitely, we looked at that for years, and we could tell you pretty much, and they don't use that very often anymore because it's just so outdated. It's actual lines, which isn't bad. You know, it's still valid. People can look at it, and it's just as valid as it ever was. It's just this new updated model gives us a better visual of what's actually happening, because we're not getting hit with lines of charged particles. It's more of a fog or a cloud of plasma that hits us, right? It's like a blanket. It's not like a pinpoint shot. So, yeah. But that was speed, and that was speed only. This is density. You're going to see the same kind of crazy looking whatever's back here, right? And we expect some of this to happen, right? We get reconnection. It hits in the front. It'll break some of our magnetic field lines, and they kind of just flop around back here, and then they'll reconnect. And that's why you see stuff that appears to come from behind, because it technically is. It's already past Earth, but it reattaches and completes a magnetic circuit, and when it does, it appears to have things going like this. You'll see it often. You'll never not see it, as a matter of fact. It's just the way things work. Now this is pressure, okay? And you can definitely see that I've shown you guys magnetic pressure before this model, and I'm going to stop it right there because I'm going to show you something. You got a bow shock right here, right? That's our first line of defense. That's where solar wind hits our magnetic field. This here is a secondary one, which is very normal. Okay, remember this is a two-dimensional model trying to show us a three-dimensional thing. All right, so I want you guys to kind of keep that in mind. So when we see these things, this can actually be on top of us. We're sitting in the middle, almost like a donut, okay? And I'll explain that later, but not tonight. But you can see how our magnetic field kind of tilts. It'll tilt south, it'll tilt forward, north, right? North and south. When we're at our BZ is in the negative, we're pointing south. Stuff just funnels in magnetically, guys. We get big solar storms from that. So, yeah. All right. Now, let's do this. Okay. So, guys, this right here is the biggest one of our space age. It was amazing to see. We might have experienced a new Carrington event if this thing wasn't over here. If this thing had erupted a few days earlier, I'm telling you guys, and this is Carrington level eruption. So, you know, I caution people to think that stuff can't happen. It will happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You know, and does it mean that the world's going to end? No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying we'll have a big eruption like that, and because we rely so much on technology, if it knocks any of it out for any significant amount of time, you guys got to understand it's not going to be good, you know? That's why I go at things with a prepping mindset. You know, what's it going to hurt to prep some? You know? Just buy stuff that you can use anyway. That's what I do, and you rotate it. And you can do it on the cheap. Go check out Survival Living. Rip Curl has got lots of videos on his channel. Rudy, Alaskan Prepper, he just now came back. He was going through some stuff in his life, and he just came back. He's got some really good prepping ideas also. But go check out Survival Living also. He just had surgery. He's back doing things. I'm back doing it. We're going to do it, guys. We're going to do this, and we're going to do it right. You know what I'm saying? So just know. But, okay, guys. Now, so I am going to give you guys a little bit deeper of an explanation on why I wasn't here. My wife had a couple mammograms. She had one. They wanted to get another one. We went yesterday for a biopsy, and now we're just waiting. Okay? She's my best friend. I can't say it any other way. I just don't. My mental hasn't been here. And I didn't want to come out here and be like that, you know. And there's a lot of other people doing channels and stuff. And I just didn't want to be here seeming like I was just trying for whatever. And because I'm not. That's why I waited to the end of this video to talk about this. You know, a lot of people probably won't make it to the end. So people that want to hear it are probably here. Just know when I'm not here, I want to be. Okay? And it's getting to where I have to be here now for obvious reasons. I'm not going to get into that. You know, I'm not here to do that. But I just wanted to give you guys a more explanation. And we'll know more in here in 3 or 4 days. But there's been a lot of testing. She had part of her ear amputated. I think I shared that with you guys a few months back. So she's not been the healthiest, and it's really, yeah. I just don't know where I'd be. So that's where I've been, and that's what I've been doing. I've been just trying to get my mind right, and I have, especially with stuff like this going on right now, I will be here. If something happens, I'm here. So you guys know that. That's why I'm, tonight, I was actually going to go a little earlier, but Mark threw me a curveball, man. He went early tonight. I'm not sure if you guys seen it, but when I first posted this, I was going to go at 9:30 Eastern. And I pushed it back an hour because Mark went live. And I just try to respect him and Dex over there live streaming because they've helped me out so much. Yeah, I just can't even say it. So, yeah. Yeah, George, I know. It's pretty cool. Hey, Daniel, what's up, bud? I love that, Daniel. That's so awesome, man. Love it, brother. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. You're right, Hope. And that is just so, I mean, you're on point there. And I hope that everybody has that same just attitude, right? I mean, family has to come first. And so yeah. I thought you were already a moderator, Hope. Well, you are now. If you don't want it, you don't have to have the wrench, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. But Daniel, thank you, man. I needed that laugh, brother. I really did. That was cool. But so to kind of give you guys a little rundown of what could be happening this week, we got more X-Flares probably coming, okay? This is going to stay radio blackout after radio blackout, any kind of flaring we get. We're going to have CMEs hit us. Plus, we got corona holes now facing us that increases our earthquake risk. Go check out Ron over at Emergency Management Associates. Okay? Hey, Stephanie, good to see you. Dennis, what's up? Daniel, I can't tell you how much I needed to laugh like that. That was awesome. Thank you. Anyway, but Aurora, that's one of the main keys that we can look at, right? And we don't have a whole lot tonight, but when the CME start hitting, we're going to be talking about that. And if you guys want to know a place to look for how strong the flares are, it's right here. Okay, this is the D region absorption model. You're not going to see a whole lot right here. That was that second X flare right there. Now remember, our planet's 70% water. So that means that the stuff hits over water way more often than it does land. Okay, so I just, if you guys want to take a look on your own, which I highly encourage, just come over here to NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center, and any model you want to see is probably actually in my description box, or just scroll down to any NOAA page, and you can see any model I show you. Okay, most of them. There's a couple that aren't on here, but you can see where they're forecasting geomagnetic storms already. Okay, this here was just updated. So that's probably from the most recent flares with CMEs. Okay, so yeah. Let's see here. You okay, Stephanie? Something happened there? Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks so bad. I'm sorry. I hate to hear that for anybody. I really do. So prayers for her family. Seriously, prayers, love, light, whatever you guys do, just do it. It can't hurt. It really can't. Matter of fact, it helps me to pray for other people. It makes me feel like at least I'm doing something that I normally wouldn't even be able to help at all. You know what I mean? So, if prayer is not your thing, then, do your thing. That's what I'm saying. That's how we do it here. We don't judge. We just be who we are, and that's what we do. All right, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and end it. I may even be back in the morning with an update, especially if there's more eruptions tonight. They may be really, really quick ones, but they will be updates, okay? Just so you know. But yeah, let's do that. Clear that off there. All right, so that way you can see the outro. All right, so I got a little bit of an outro here too. It's about 5, 6, I think it's 8 or maybe 8 or 9 second outro. But yeah, so we're gonna do that, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. And yeah, so God bless. I'm remembering this time because Leah held me to my task there. Last time I forgot to do my outro, but I'm gonna do it tonight. God bless. Yahusha saves, and as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.